The number one food to remove fat from your liver. In the past, a fatty liver was mostly caused by alcohol, but nowadays it's caused by something different. We're talking about a problem that can extend beyond the liver. Issues would be like type 2 diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, and this leads me to the biggest confusion of this disorder. The medical profession is very careful not to give you the cause-effect relationship. Instead, they talk about the risk factors. They list all these things like obesity and diabetes and high blood pressure. And if you have these, you're at risk for getting this fatty liver issue. This is why they're even changing the name from non-alcoholic fatty liver disease to something called MASH. Metabolic dysfunction-associated steatohepatitis. Now, what does that mean? That's basically a fatty liver with inflammation. They really kind of keep things disconnected. I mean, it's obvious to me what's causing it, but for the average person, it's all kind of general, kind of confusing. So basically, they're going to focus in on the smoke detector without really looking at the fire behind it. And that way we can treat each individual risk factor with a different medication. Now, I want to show you a clip of another way that they hide the real cause. Check this out.
Most of the population has had excess nutrition day after day after day, and that's what ends up causing damage to the liver and many other organs.
I mean, that just sounds funny as a cause for a fatty liver. You're chronically eating too much nutrition. I mean, if I just told you right now, you know you're suffering from chronic overnutrition, you might kind of ask me, what the heck are you talking about? Overnutrition is too much sugar, too much starch or refined carbohydrates, or too many seed oils. They're not nutritious because they don't have any nutrients. You cannot live on those foods forever without getting sick. I'm talking about the breads, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles, pancakes. Especially the industrial sugars like the high fructose corn syrup really hammers the liver hardcore. Anytime you eat glucose, all of your cells can metabolize it, but not fructose. If we look up this disease online, it'll tell you that rarely are you going to really experience any symptom other than fatigue, sometimes right upper quadrant discomfort, which, by the way, I had for over a decade. Cognitive problems, you're going to notice like your skin is a little bit yellow, your feet getting hot or itchy. You're definitely going to notice a gut. You have just too much fat in your liver that's spilling off into and around your organs. If you read a little bit lower on the page when it talks about the fatty liver, there's something really interesting. In the section of diet, it will talk about what potentially causes a fatty liver. And they mention red meat, organ meats, liver, and eggs causing a fatty liver. If you look up those studies, they are all observational studies. So in other words, they give you a food questionnaire and they say, remember what you ate in the last year, and they don't pay attention to these other variables like if you're eating red meat or eggs, did you eat French fries with that? Are you eating sugar with that? Are you smoking? Are you drinking alcohol with that? They're not really looking at these other factors. So these observational studies are worthless and you don't want to use those. It's the worst type of science. And when you want to manipulate things and have the media put out certain things, you're going to use these observational studies. I mean, if red meat, liver, and eggs cause this fatty liver epidemic, then why did this explosion, this epidemic of a fatty liver occur after we reduced saturated fat? Could it possibly be because we dramatically increased our refined carbohydrates? There is data to show that if you go on a low-carb ketogenic diet, you can reduce 50% of the fat off your liver within a few weeks. The question is, what should you eat? The last one is going to be the most powerful. Number one, grass-fed red meat. It's not necessarily just beef, it could be lamb as well. What's so special about that? It helps to restore your insulin problems and your blood sugar. It has high quality protein. It has zinc. It has copper, coenzyme Q10. All of these nutrients are super healing for the liver. Number two, eggs. Because out of all the nutrients that help protect you against the fatty liver, that nutrient is choline. And guess what? Egg yolks are very high in choline. Egg yolks are zero carbohydrate. Anything that is zero carb is going to help reverse a fatty liver. Number three, cruciferous vegetables, especially if it's fermented in the form of sauerkraut. That will help support the liver going through its detoxification. The fermentation part of the cabbage really will help in removing the fat from the liver. The other cruciferous vegetable that I consume a lot of is arugula. It's slightly bitter. I put my extra virgin olive oil on there, and I also sprinkle some nutritional yeast on there. Makes a great salad. Plus, when your microbiome eats some of this fiber, it gives you all sorts of additional cool things that will help your blood sugar as well. Next food on the list is wild-caught salmon or other wild-caught fatty fish that have not only a lot of nutrition and protein, but they're very high in omega-3 fatty acids. And what these omega-3 fatty acids do to the liver is help reduce inflammation. Omega-3 fatty acid is really beneficial to help the liver in many different ways. And cod liver and cod liver oil. You talk about taking your omega-3s to the next level. You just get a lot more. Next one is broccoli sprouts. What's so special about broccoli sprouts? Well, you're dealing with a cruciferous vegetable which has sulforaphane, which does a lot. It's anti-cancer, but it's very good to detoxify the liver and decrease A1C, which will help your blood sugar. I would take the broccoli sprouts and put them on your arugula salad. Let's get to the best food that you can eat for your liver. And this is going to be very surprising because it's the exact thing that they tell you not to eat for a fatty liver. Grass-fed liver. Beef liver or lamb liver has the most choline. We get this low-carb, high choline, high nutrient dense with most of the trace minerals like zinc, selenium. These are all really important in reducing fat and inflammation off the liver. Now, of course, if we cook that liver with the onions, garlic, with our arugula salad, with broccoli sprouts, maybe with a little sauerkraut, with an egg on top of that, now you have the best meal for your liver. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto and Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.